Why I quit teaching on Preply. So I tried this out as like a side venture, side hustle, whatever you want to call it. And I was told, oh, why don't you try and teach English because you're a native English speaker? I thought, oh, that's quite a good idea actually. So I signed up, had to make a video and whatever, and thought, oh, let's give it a go. So you can choose your rates or like how much you're going to charge. Obviously, you're not going to be able to charge $30 an hour. So when I started, I think I put mine to... I think I put it as $7 an hour just to try and get one student in. Then I was getting so many messages. Bearing in mind I have a full-time job as well. I had to respond to them, organise times to do the trial lesson. So that was fine. But then I had quite a lot of students booking in trial lessons. So then I upped the price to I think 9, 12, and eventually the last one was on 15. So my first problem I probably had is you probably could change it, but I didn't feel right changing the price of the first students up because they were my first ever students. So I had a mix of students on $7, $9, $12 and $15 per hour. Well, it's for 50 minutes. Now, the first thing Preply make you do when you get introduced to a student is you have to have a trial lesson with every student, even if they're going to be full-time or permanent. Now, that lesson, you don't get a single penny from it. Maybe the student gets it at a discounted rate or whatever, but you don't get anything. So just for example, you could do 10 trial lessons, 10 hours and not get paid anything for it. Now, my take-up rate wasn't that bad, but one of the students did tell me that you can get up to 3 times free lessons. So say you had one trial lesson, you didn't like it, you can go to the next teacher, you didn't like it, the next one. So I think you get it free maybe 2 or 3 times after paying for the original one. So obviously what people do is they have no intention of ever booking you up and they will just use them free, make a new account. And it's not really fair on the teachers because they are just... well, they're teaching for that. You're still teaching the 50 minutes and they're not getting paid from it. After that problem, there's another problem, and that is the commission structure, which I think is completely unfair. So I'll put a picture of it on the screen. So for the first 0 to 20 hours that you teach, you have to pay 33% of what you make to Preply. So you only get 67% of what you charge. 21 to 50 hours is 28%, 51 to 200 is 25%, 200 to 400 is 22%, and above that is 18%. Even at the highest rate of 400 hours, you still have to pay them 18%. It should be like 5 or 6%. It's just extortion. So I know that a lot of the teachers, when they have better students, they will take them out of the lesson, add them on WhatsApp or whatever, and just set it up privately. Because I was asking some of them, like, how much are you making? I was thinking, there's no way that you're making this much when the commission structure is like that. And then I realised, oh, a lot of them, with their better students or their more trusted ones, they just put a Google Meets in, WhatsApp them. There's no way that Preply would ever know that if you don't communicate on their platform. So now you have the trial lesson, which you don't get paid for. It does count as an hour towards your total teaching. Then you have the problem of paying them commission, especially when you start. So that's 33% commission when you start. Then there's another problem. Say you get all your money from teaching, you leave it in your account. You have to pay another 3% on platform fees in total withdrawal. So it is not worth it. Not for anyone living in, I don't know, USA, England or Australia. Maybe if I lived in Nepal, it might be worth it to do that. But it is lower than minimum wage, what you're getting paid. It was taking up a lot of my time as well. So say I was working 9 to 5, get back at 6. Then I was teaching as soon as I got back from 6 to 8. I'd have maybe at all times, I have at least 4 concurrent students, 4 to 6. And you think just because the lesson's over doesn't mean they don't want to communicate with you or try and ask you questions, or they might have an exam coming up. You still have to help them. So I tried to do that as a way to make extra income. Realised after about a few months doing it is not worth it. So that's why I stopped. My advice to anyone that wants to try and do it is maybe do it not for the money, but for the experience to teach, and then just set it up on your own platform, because it's not right that you're having to pay a platform all this commission for what? Just to have a meeting on it. You could just do Skype or Google Meets or something for that.